Weather portion of Ag Week now as we get on into the fall season's third month. The month of November begins. It's still a warm weather pattern for most of the agricultural sections of the United States, Northern Plains, Corn Belt in particular. At least it's gone a little bit less rainy for the time being. No real winter weather into the United States yet. It has snowed in Alaska. Other than that, stray flurries and mountain snows, but nothing really into any part of the Farm Belt. But there are some signs that before winter is over that our weather pattern will be turning. Now, as we've gone through the fall season so far, first of all, obviously, most of the Northern Plains, upper Midwest has been wet. But for the purposes of this particular outlook, it's also been mild. With the jet stream, all of its meanderings, it has still mostly stayed pretty far north of the United States, and that has kept much of the lower 48 into a generally warm weather pattern. A lot of records, a lot of near records, a lot of consistently mild weather through September and October. Up in Canada, it has been much cooler, although not unusually cool at all, just a little more typical, but Canada has not seen any Arctic air either. But it has been cold enough for snow. As of late this past week, the white shaded areas are where there is snow on the ground. And as you can see, it's not that many hundred miles north of the United States, but it's up there. Interestingly enough, the snow has actually gone very deep up in Siberia. There's been a train of deep low pressure systems which have worked up through the Bering Sea and into the Arctic Ocean. I talked about this last week. Circulation around that has pushed a lot of moisture-laden air off the widely melted Arctic Ocean across Siberia, which has provided some deep snow cover, and that in turn has created the scenario for some very cold temperatures across Siberia. But before you panic, that's not coming our way just yet. For the next couple of weeks, the pattern will likely remain quite mild, but as we get toward late November, it is apparent and likely that the jet stream will switch positions and we will get some pretty cold weather our way. Meantime, this week, split flow in the jet stream. The cold weather is way up north. We're looking at some pretty dry weather. One area of significant rain will move out of Texas toward the Mississippi River Valley and hang out and produce some heavy rainfall. Also, the Pacific Northwest looks fairly wet. We'll stay mostly warm and dry across the Northern Plains and fairly mild throughout the Corn Belt as well as we go through the week. Into the second week, November 13th through 19th, there will be a gradual shift, but we're not really going to see the Arctic air coming down just yet. It will still be warm and dry across most of the U.S. So here's what we're talking about. Early November, mild weather continues. At least it's not so rainy, but winter is coming probably in about 3 weeks or so.